I grew up to know it wasn't her fault. It was the circumstances that she had to face. And I got to hear a little bit about her story growing up and like why she wasn't there. And it was because she was working to support, to put food on her table, to make me, you know, attend a Catholic high school. She wanted the best for me. Wow. And mom means sacrifice. So that's what she did. And I learned that, and I acknowledged that. And I am the person I am today because of all the sacrifices she did, all the sacrifices my grandma did. She was the first one to come to America, and she was picking fruit. She was picking fruit for Americans to eat. You know, she was picking cotton too for Americans to have clothes on their backs, right? So she was the first person to come to America.
Hello, beautiful people, and welcome to the HumanizeHer podcast. I'm your host, Erica Lockheimer.
And I'm your co-host, Elizabeth.
We are absolutely thrilled to host our first college student, Xitlali Curincita. At just 20 years old, she is already a graduate of UC Irvine and has a master's in public policy and administration from CSU Sacramento. She's a dedicated scholar activist and a passionate advocate for first-generation and low-income students. Her journey is one of incredible resilience. Raised in North Fair Oaks and with the help of the Boys and Girls Club of the Peninsula being her safe haven, she utilized every opportunity she had to grow. And she was the winner of the 2022 Boys and Girls Club Youth of the Year, impressing judges like CEO of Zoom with her powerful story of turning pain and mistakes into purpose. She's here to talk about her path, the power of community, and her mission to reform higher education. Get ready to be inspired. This episode of HumanizeHer is brought to you by BitGo. Just like we believe every woman deserves the tools to thrive, BitGo believes every business deserves the digital asset infrastructure to scale. Because digital represents more accessibility, more transparency, and more possibilities for everyone. Thank you, BitGo, for sponsoring Women's Voices. Welcome to the HumanizeHer podcast, Xitlali.
Thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here.
You look the most excited. I love it.
Okay, you win most excited guest.
Period. Yes. I love that.
You got an award.
You win the award.
You can add him to your list of awards, which we'll talk about.
Aww, that is amazing. Wow. So we're going to talk through so many different things, your career journey, but I also want to talk about like why I'm so passionate, why you are here and your accomplishments. So I was first introduced to the Boys and Girls Club of the Peninsula, which is an organization, you could probably tell us even more about it, that focuses on helping youth, you know, be successful and thrive in their communities and school and everything. And so I've been going to these events for probably like the last 5 years. And I just remember being so amazed by some of the students that have gone through the program. Also just being a volunteer, and you just had a Youth of the Year event, and you'll explain what Youth of the Year is, but you are also the winner of 2022. Yeah.
Yep.
Love it.
Amazing. So we're going to go through, because we want to know where you're at, what you're doing, but let's talk a little bit about you and your story, because we're also, this is HumanizeHer. We're focused on the human side of it. So not just all your success, which you are doing amazing already, but we want to hear about the true person of who you are and where you came from. And also people can't see behind the scenes, but you also brought your mother, which is fantastic. Yay.
Best
Shout
woman I know.
Yeah.
Best woman I know. Yeah.
I love that.
Beautiful.
Don't cry. I mean, just kidding. We cry all the time.
Okay, you're allowed to. Mom's like, phone is on the whole time recording you. We got this.
Yeah.
So if you can just give us a little insight about you, and that'd be amazing.
Your story.
Yeah.
So my name is Xitlali Curincita. I am 20 years old, and I'm a first-year grad student. First gen. Came from a low-income background. Raised my brother at 9 years old. I feel maternal, mom-ish energy towards him. So he's in Out the Red right now. So he's having the best time of his life. And I'm so sad that I couldn't see him at my, when I came back home for a little bit. But yeah, I'm a sister. I'm a student, and I'm an advocate for people who are trying to reach their true potential. So in education or discovering who they are, to my friends, to people at the Boys and Girls Club still, to those people in college track. It's another amazing nonprofit that supports low-income first-generation students. And yeah.
Beautiful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how did you even get involved with the Boys and Girls Club?
Yeah. So back then at the Forest, we call the Boys and Girls Club the Forest.
The Forest? Why do you call it the Forest? That was the first time I've ever heard.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This must be the inside thing. Okay.
yeah.
So spill the beans, please.
So, yeah.
You give us the tea,
We
right?
call it the Forest. Yeah, the T. Type it out.
Yeah, tell everybody. So, like, you had to teach us that. What does the T mean?
The T means the gossip. It means the hot topic, the hot
All right.
discussion.
All right. So she's making us
learned
hip.
that today.
Well, she's our first student. Okay, so you get the inaugural student on the HumanizeHer podcast. So
There's another award for the HumanizeHer podcast.
well, yeah, there you go. You already got 2 awards, and so congratulations, you're doing well. But we're also, just so you know, we're a little nervous too. We're like, how can we be hip in front of this amazing person? But yeah, anyways, still the show.
Y'all
So,
are amazing. Y'all
okay.
are
Well,
amazing.
tell us about the Boys and Girls Club and how you got involved.
the Forest.
The Forest. Yes.
The
what's
Forest. Yeah, the Forest is the Redwood City Clubhouse at the Boys and Girls Club. So I guess it's just the name. And I back then, after elementary school, I didn't have a lot of people. I didn't have my mom. I didn't have my dad to come home to at home. They were working, right? So it was a lot of balancing, where do I go? So I had one of my aunts take me. Even my aunt was busy, so I don't even know how she had the time to, but she took me to the Forest, the Boys and Girls Club, and I would hang out there. I would be a first grader, just hanging out, free food, activities to do, right? A safe environment, which was really important for my mom, and that's what she relied on, because I am from North Fair Oaks, so it was a little more dangerous at nighttime, and being alone at home was not something she felt was good. So I went to the Forest, I went to the Boys and Girls Club, and that's how I grew up. And then I joined another safe haven of mine would have been the Redwood City Public Library. That's how I learned how to read. I learned how to write, my comprehension, spelling, and all the tools that I needed to become a student. I learned at the Redwood City Public Library and the Boys and Girls Club too, but especially at the library, because there's this program there called Project Read, and they help anywhere from I was 4, so I was in preschool. So they helped
you
me at
started
4.
young.
Yeah.
Really, and all these tools and resources,
Yeah.
like you were just motivated to do it, but also you needed the resource at the same time. So it was a win-win for you?
Correct. Everything free. You know, my mom being an immigrant herself, she didn't know what to do. So she relied on the resources that Redwood City offered. And yeah, all
Kudos
thanks
to
her.
you, Mom,
Yeah.
for taking advantage of those opportunities for
It's
your
amazing.
kid. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's a real woman in my book, and many women in Redwood City who do the same.
Yeah.
But yeah, I learned how to read. I learned how to smile there, and that's. Let me tell you the backstory behind that. I was a very serious young girl back then. I would always be frowning. I'd always be very serious. I need to read with the tutor. All right, I'll read with the tutor. Right. I felt like I wasn't safe, but the library provided me to, I guess, bring down my walls and let me know, hey, these people are here to help you. We are here for you, right? And that was a lot. How 4, I felt very nervous, very scared. I was very intimidated, right? And these were tutors from Woodside High School, from Sequoia High School. They were people in high school just trying to help other people learn how to read, right? And that's what I soon, I guess, realized. And there was this one academic. Well, she was a staff member there. And her name was Jill, and she really, I guess, helped me discover who I was as a person and how I learned how to smile. She would always tell me, smile, you're here, we love you, the reassurance that I needed growing up. And slowly I started to smile and be like, yeah, I am here and I am loved, right? And that's how I gained my smile, because once again, I used to be a very serious girl.
Why were you so serious?
I feel like, I'm not sure. I didn't see my mom a lot growing up. It was caregiver after caregiver. I was used to people always, I guess, leaving. My grandma, she took care of me, but then she'd leave to go back to Mexico. And I think I felt very heartbroken. So when she would come back, I'd be mad at her. And I was 2 years old. I'd be mad. And I'd be like, you left,
Yeah.
But it was just because, she was in the process of getting her citizenship and, she had to do her things. And I didn't know it back then. But
it's hard to understand when you're
right.
2.
Yeah. How are you supposed to understand it too?
Correct. So it was just a lot of adjustment when I was younger and not seeing my parents or anyone around, being surrounded by my classmates' parents. That's that's who I was raised by after school in a bit. And then, I see my mom crying. And
it's okay, Mom.
yeah, it was.
No,
it was,
I mean, you're like, we can have a moment. Like,
Yeah.
I'm going to cry too. What you're describing, like, I feel like, I have 2 kids of my own and now they're like 16, 18, but like I have nannies and I've always had nannies because we're working parents and it's hard. It's like, I'm sure they felt abandoned and that's something I'm going to have to go through or I'm going through now. So I get it, Mom. I feel it. But
why you were guarded, thinking like
I have a lot
it's
of
a new
regrets.
person that's coming in, and
it's all love.
it's a beautiful thing though that they taught you how to smile. That's a cool thing that you're
beautiful.
bringing out. And look, you've been smiling like since you walked in. The
I know
door
you
with
have the
us, so
biggest
it's
smile.
good.
I'm like, what?
It's a beautiful smile. So I'm glad you learned it.
But it's hard, and I think it's something that, as your parent, you're a new parent, instant parent. You don't realize those things, and you're not going to have that perspective also until you become a parent too. Right? I mean, if you have your 9-year-old, you said your brother, you felt like maternal.
Oh yeah.
So you have
my
some of
baby.
it already.
Yeah, a little bit.
My older sister was like that with us, but I get it, and I get it. Get it, Mom. It's gonna be okay. We're all gonna be okay.
And it's okay. Yeah, it's okay. And it's just something that I grew up to know. It wasn't her fault. It was the circumstances that she had to face, and I got to hear a little bit about her story growing up and like why she wasn't there. And it was because she was working to support, to put food on her table, to make me, attend a Catholic high school. She wanted the best for me. Wow. And mom means sacrifice. So that's what she did. And I learned that and I acknowledged that. And I am the person I am today because of all the sacrifices she did, all the sacrifices my grandma did. She was the first one to come to America, and because she was picking fruit. She was picking fruit for Americans to eat. She was picking cotton too for Americans to have clothes on their backs, right? So she was the first person to come to America. And then my mom came shortly after, and with my dad. And it was just a woman. Wow.
Was your mom born in Mexico?
City.
And then were you born in Mexico or were you born here?
I was born here.
Okay.
Yes.
So the Boys and Girls Club, you were saying that you started going there in first grade, and then did you go there through the end of high school?
Yes. I feel like I took a little break in between. I did get, as a child going to school, like, I would join sports. I would join the Girl Scouts and all of that. And that's when I was discovering who I was with different people in different communities. And there was a lot of culture shock. There was a lot of discovering my own talents, people not understanding, how do I say, people just not understanding different people's cultures, right? And going through that, and then I just knew I needed to go back to my community. So that was the plan. And I went to Everest after that. And I started going back to the Boys and Girls Club because of Future Grads. Boys and Girls Club has a college preparatory program.
I
Future
love
Grads.
that they have that because it doesn't stop at the 12th grade. It's like, how do you continue forward in life after that with college?
Yeah, correct. And that's Future Grads took me from there. And they helped me from the bat. It was, okay, college is the goal, right? If college isn't the goal, what are some other pathways you could take? So it wasn't just college. They made sure to include other options, but ultimately college was a seed that was planted within, freshmen in high school. And I got implemented by that. I also went to College Track, which was another nonprofit in East Palo Alto. I spent a lot of my time juggling between those two programs and getting students, my peers, to come with me. So it was fun. The incentive was we get free rides to these places and we get to see new places. And that's what the little things,
Free rides, like literally in a car, go there and visit the campus, or free ride scholarship type free ride?
Free rides just to go and learn after school, and that was the incentive for a lot of students. They were like, we get to go somewhere other than, be at home, or or do homework. We get to do homework with our peers, you know, in a safe place, you know, and also discovering what we want to do in the future, right? And future grads did that, college track did that, and yeah.
So that was you went all the way from first grade being part of the BGCP group to past college. So where are you at now then? So you're in college now?
Yes, I recently I'm a recent grad of UC Irvine. So that's where I got my undergrad from. I
At
studied
20 years old?
19.
What
I graduated
okay,
at
wait,
19.
hang on.
I'm the math isn't mathing for me
The math
because I didn't graduate college till I was 23.
And I took 7 years. So
think
like, tell us what's
22.
going on.
So yeah, let's go back in time. Let's go back to high school.
Okay.
Let's do that again.
Okay, that'd be
We're
great.
jumping ahead.
Yeah. So it's a little confusing for sure. But future grads, once again, introduced me to the opportunity of taking classes as a high schooler. And I was beyond scared. I felt like I didn't have a future in college. My years as a freshman and sophomore, I was like, I don't know where I'm going in life. I don't have any passion. I don't have any goals. And it was scary. It was very scary. And being at Everest, I got a lot of culture shock as well, because transitioning from a Catholic high school to people who look like me, once again, who I was back to where I supposedly was supposed to feel safe, but also learning the boundaries within, like, oh, I grew up here, but now I have to transfer back to who I'm supposed to be. And it was just very confusing for me. I didn't know who I was. I felt like an outlier in both places.
But you made it to the Catholic school with your mom, and you were all going for it. So that was amazing. You felt a belonging there, or no that didn't feel
not
great
even.
either. Not
Yeah.
even. Okay.
Outlier in both places.
In both places.
Yes.
Okay.
And I feel like that's something a lot of Mexican Americans go through. A lot of people who are biracial as well. I don't belong in America. I don't belong in Mexico. Who am I? I'm literally an outlier. I
Like
feel
why? Like explain. Like what? Like how?
Yeah, because for example, I'm not too Mexican, right? I'm not. That's what a lot of
Would
Mexicans.
you say
Yeah, too Mexican. Yeah.
You're not too Mexican.
Yeah, or I'm not too American, right? So it's something a lot of Mexican Americans go through that I feel like happens. For example, when I was in elementary school, I wasn't American enough. You know, I had a mom, right, who was Mexican. I had my dad who was Mexican, and it was just, you speak Spanish? Like, can you teach us Spanish? Which it was nice to hear, because a lot of people were trying to find inclusion, and it was nice. But then it came, you know, to stereotypes. My mom dealt with a lot of stereotypes in that school, with parents, with students. And I never could really be the average student that the teacher saw, that the students saw. I was never equal, if that makes sense. If that makes a little more sense.
Yeah, that the example helps them.
Yeah. And going back to, like, you know, being surrounded by those who look like me, you have an accent. Why do you not speak perfect Spanish? Why do you not look brown or like us, right? You're not like us. I feel like you're too whitewashed. That's the term that I would.
Whitewashed. Interesting.
That's the term that I would, you know, and it hurt. It really hurt. When I was in high school, I was shocked by that. Once again, culture shock. And dealing with all that, I felt like future grads, college track was the medium and the escape from all that. Because I was surrounded with students who understood like the differences, and understood, okay, well, let's meet you halfway either way. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I felt welcomed either way. And then that came to me bringing in the people that once told me, oh, you're too whitewashed, to like, let's go get our degrees together and let's learn more about us.
You're so nice.
You are.
It was.
That's amazing. Well, it's also their ignorance, right? And you realizing, like, okay, they've been conditioned to be thinking this way and saying things. They don't even know what they're saying. And how old are these people that are saying this stuff too?
Right, and they're young, and that's something I also had to acknowledge. We didn't know anything, but at the same time, it still haunts a lot of people to this day, to people who are in their 30s, right? Yeah. To this day. And it's been, it's a growth thing. Yeah.
Like, they're the first ones to move here, and you're the first in your family line to be born in America. Correct. So yeah, like, where is that line? Are you Mexican? Are you American? You're Mexican-American.
Correct.
No.
Yeah.
How do you find that home?
Yeah. And it goes to everyone as well. It's just learning how to accept who you are at the end of the day. Like, let's take away these roles, these stereotypes, these labels, right? what do we bring to the table, and how can we use the influence of our backgrounds, of our ethnicities, our cultures, to make change and to create new policies that the world needs to see, create new ways of teaching in classrooms, things like that,
Yes.
Yeah.
Do it all.
So clearly you have passion in education and
I
helping.
do.
So what are you doing with that today? And what are your plans, I guess, to use that?
100%. So I feel, to go back just a little bit more, I know I got off track.
No, we like to go back and forth and all
Let's do
around.
it.
So
We probably got you off track, to be fair.
you just tell us what you want to go next. Go for it.
Let's do it. So in high school, once again, I felt like I didn't have any passion, any goals. The Boys and Girls Club, future grads told me, why don't you apply to this program called Middle College? Sa Cañada College, our local community college.
Middle
in Redwood
college.
City.
Is it middle college, junior college, or middle college?
Same thing, but
Same
they
thing?
called it Middle College at
Called middle
Cañada.
college. Okay.
Yeah. So
Back in my day, it was junior college.
it was
I don't
junior
know.
college, yeah. So Middle College was a program. They only accept around, I would say maybe 20, 30 students. I think they increased it more after my class. But it was around 20 students and 20 juniors in high school, and they bring you on junior to senior year until you graduate from both high school, and then either some people are very ambitious and they graduate with an AA and a high school degree.
Oh, at the same time.
at
So
the
you're
same
able to
time.
do the parallel track there.
Correct.
In high school. That is cool.
That is amazing. And, as a first gen student, I was terrified. I didn't.
You just decided to raise your hand and you said you want to do that? I'm
Yeah.
just wondering,
100%.
you saw someone do that? I'm like, role play?
Yes.
Like, why?
Yes,
That
it was future grads that just,
exposed you to it.
yes, 100%. I went to info sessions. I went to a lot of meetings of those future grad coaches discussing what is it, and maybe you should apply. Maybe you're a perfect fit, right? And I still remember getting through that app, getting that email, the interview email, we're very interested in you. I cried. I called my mom, and I know it was something a little part of my story,
Huge.
but it was very big. It's something that changed the game. It changed my path right away.
Pivotal moment for you.
Yeah, 100%.
You know what I love about this story? Because we spoke to Jenny, who's the CEO of the Boys and Girls
love
Club. So everybody
Jenny.
can watch that episode too. But she has a really high bar. It's not about these programs being good enough. It's about how you can actually change the game, to your point, and excel and be even better. How are you going to compete with everybody else? I mean, you get a leg up. I mean, you're accelerating. I don't know it's the first time I'm hearing about this program, but you're able to just change the trajectory and accelerate.
100%.
That's different. That's a different thing.
It's all about tweaking the current system, and it's all about getting through the loopholes, right?
Tweaking the current system. That's good.
Yeah.
I love this perspective where exactly what you said is you're changing the game and you're changing the trajectory and you're accelerating. So it sounds like the future grad program is just phenomenal. So it accelerated it for you.
100%. And to go back to the love to my mom.
Love mom over here.
Love mom. She knew that from the bat. My mom knew that other people had a head start to the race, right? And she was scared too. She wanted me to reach my full potential. She wanted to seek education, but she couldn't, right? So she wanted to see everything that she couldn't do to me, and I'm gonna complete that mission for her 100%. But back in high school, I was, I believe, a freshman. I took my first community college class as a freshman, and future grads mentors supported that. One of the future grads mentors, Jaime, he gave my mom the idea, and I was terrified. I was like, I'm in high school. Why would I go to community college, right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna fail, right? My mom was like, I'll take it with you, right?
What? She
So,
did it with you?
yeah,
Oh my gosh,
she-
that's so
yeah.
cool.
She took my first college class with me, the first ever college class, and that class was ASL. I took American Sign Language.
Oh, that is so amazing.
And
Awesome.
it was beautiful.
Do you have some saying language? I love you. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't it this?
Yeah, I love you. Yep.
Is it this?
Hold on, I forgot.
I
There
think
it
it's
is.
rock out.
This is with the
Yeah.
I-L-Y.
Yes, I
Okay,
love you.
got it.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Oh,
you
you have
know,
to spell it out.
A, B, C, and then I
Okay.
but I'm planning to go back because that's what started it all. So that's definitely on my bucket list. I need to go back. to sign language. But she took the class with me and she helped me navigate things. She was learning with me. She was helping navigate homework, how to create a good schedule with the help of people at Future Grads, right? So my mom went over and beyond for me 100%. And she ended up getting a better grade than me in the class.
Well, because she was teaching you as she was learning, so she's like double dipping there. Yeah,
Put that. I would love to put that on my grave one day. Like my mom,
got a better grade.
She got a better grade than me.
That's cool. That's accomplishment. Well, she wanted to show you the way.
Yes, she did. Yeah.
Not many people can say that they took their first college class while their mom was taking their first college class.
Yeah.
Right.
And we talk about massive support structure for that. Like, I'm going to literally walk in your shoes. I mean, that's like true empathy through
sacrifice.
it all. You can be scared together.
Yeah. And we were.
And thrive together at the end of it.
And we thrived. Exactly. And that was the first community college class I took. And I was like, you know what? I could do better. I'll do better next time. And I took another one in sophomore year. I did a little bit better, but not as good as I wanted to. I knew I didn't reach my full potential as a student.
What class was that?
It was bio.
Oh, bio's hard.
Yeah.
I was
like,
the second one you chose. Oh,
yes.
God. Okay.
Biology?
Yeah. That's
Yes.
No.
It was insane.
Yeah. I wouldn't beat yourself up too much on that.
Yeah. And I was a sophomore in high school, and then I applied to middle college, right? I got that interview. I signed up for my interview. It was a family interview. I remember that day I was with my mom. They were talking about our family, what my dreams, my hopes were. They were just really trying to discover what I could bring to the table. Obviously, like, is there something that we could help you in? What were your dreams, right? Aspirations, etc. But yeah, there was something that happened in their interview that didn't sit well with me, my mom, at the time.
Oh, what was that? Come on, spill the tea if you feel comfortable.
Spill the tea.
Spill the tea. Oh yeah, the tea. Sorry, I'm
Good tea.
cool here.
No.
Is it no?
I feel like it would. I know they've improved
You have
a lot.
this friend that this happened to.
Yes. Let's just say that at the time, they were concerned about how I would perform in the college, right?
Like grades wise?
Yes.
Okay.
Right. I came from Everest, the charter school. And they were just asking a lot of questions about the school, right? And they were just trying to get to know me. And I don't blame them. But what really saved my butt was I had 2 college classes that I've taken and I didn't fail them.
Yeah.
And that's when they were like, all right, we see this. You mentioned it right now, and that's what got me in for sure.
Like they saw your dedication and commitment to being a student, being involved, getting good grades, making it happen.
Yeah, but I guess what I don't understand, like, why not give it a shot? Just, I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen? Like, and that's your choice. You decide to do it. It's just seems like a little, I don't know. Doesn't jive with me.
It didn't sit with me either. But now they've improved a lot.
All right, there you go. They fixed it.
Yes. They took a shot on someone from North Fair Oaks, and now I even helped recruit people from the Boys and Girls Club that graduated from middle college. I know 3 of them that just did, and they're going off to college
for their program.
I loved it. It was a little info session, and I try to get as many of them in there because it helped me, and they recognize that being in middle college, being president at a community college at 17, they took a shot on me.
Yeah.
They could take a shot on other folks.
Being what? President?
Yes. Associated students.
What?
Student government.
At the community college?
Correct.
Wow.
Yeah.
When you were a junior in high school?
Correct.
You really showed them.
You
really showed them.
Wow.
No, but this just is another good reminder that people put these systems in place and these rules and regulations that don't actually make sense. And so it's unfortunately up to people like you and others to break through those barriers and like prove otherwise, which is so hard and at a young age, and just all those, challenges that go along with it. I mean, kudos to you, but it's a good reminder. Like, it's like, these are people and they make wrong decisions, putting things in place. So good for you.
But anyway, changing policies is what is important.
Yes,
I mean,
good job. Exactly. It's all about trying to navigate the system, but then bringing your people and community with you. And I know middle college right now has 100% done that. And I'm proud. It's more diverse now. It's more, a lot of the students are doing student government too. They're getting involved. So I feel like they're at a good spot, but it was definitely a different experience from when I was a student to now, but I'm glad it's changed. So that's one thing I
You're
can
paving
say.
the way.
Sounds like you're a role model for a lot of them.
I choose to just role model is just such like an honor, I feel, but I'm just one of them, you know, and I was in their shoes, and I feel like I'm still with them. Like I'm still in the same shoes, that the same struggles they carried. Will I go to college? Will I not? Will I help my family out instead? Right. So, but thank you for saying that I was a role model. That's a strong label, and it's a beautiful label.
It's clear to me that I can see that, and an inspiration, if anything, for them. So keep doing it.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
No pressure, but you got to do it.
Yeah. So with these programs and things, like how did that journey kind of get you to getting the Youth of the Year award?
Yeah. So I throughout my time in high school, I was discovering my passion for politics, and how could I possibly wiggle my way into like gaining experience? So I was a youth council member for the North Fair Oaks Community Council. And that's how I started my role in politics. I was getting to know people from the county. I was getting to know people. I was actually Youth of the Year with the other youth council member. So that was such a nice experience. But I felt like I got highlighted from Future Grads. Adrian, one of the staff at Future Grads, nominated me for Youth of the Year, and they saw all the work I was doing and how it was all driven by the pain. It was all driven by the mistakes that I made that I later, and they saw that too. I cherished those mistakes. And because they led me to the person I am. So
I love that.
I loved all the mistakes that happened. But yeah, that's how I became Youth of the Year. I got nominated. I started writing my speech. It was like the first time I could actually public speak in front of a lot of people, the people in my community. I used it as a way to, it was like my little love letter to the community. It was my first love letter to the community, to show other students like, hey, you could be YOI too. You could Youth of the Year. Yeah. You could be a YOI too. I was scared, and I made sure to express that in my speech, like, imposter syndrome. I may be here now, but all of that was fueled by all the mistakes and all the pain from the past, right? And I got to share a story that people could step their shoes in. And people saw that. Judges saw that. My community saw that. My peers saw that. And it was the first time where I made my dad cry. So it was a beautiful experience. And yeah, it was unforgettable. With my love letter to Redwood City. Yeah. So
you were nominated, and like, you're familiar with how this program works.
I want to highlight what this program is. Like you're like undertoning it just like a little bit. Like Youth of the Year is a big freaking deal.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. First of all, how many people raise their hand to be part of the program? You have to be nominated.
Correct.
Nominated. So there's only so many nominations across.
Right.
Which I don't remember what the number is.
I believe they start with like around 10 or 12.
10 or 12.
Okay.
And then, it gets a little smaller.
But the Youth of the Year event, you have some of the top executives and people across tech, sports, all over the place that go to this event. I've been personally going for the last 5 years. I mean, you had like the CEO, Sundar from Google has been there, the CEO of LinkedIn there multiple times. When you went, who were some of the judges? Because the judges, they have the hardest decision, because I think you're down to four slots at the final final four.
Correct.
And you have to pick one person. And then I have videos because I just went, and it's like super. Everybody's
emotional.
crying. It's so emotional. Everybody's crying, but you have to stand up in front of all these people that are just highly professional in their field and deliver this speech, and then they go deliberate, and then they pick one person. So
the
that's
top
you.
4 finalists all give
they
their
pick one
speech?
person. Yeah, so they all. So you listen to all these speeches,
Correct.
and we're all in tears because they're all amazing stories, and they have a very difficult job to pick one person. Yes. And they chose you, which is a huge deal. So who are you? Who's your Do you remember who your judges were at the time?
I remember CEO of Zoom. One of the basketball players on the Warriors team.
I'm trying to think. I bet you I was there. Yeah.
CEO of Nike, and 2 other judges that I forgot.
It's okay.
But those were to name drop just
Yeah.
as well.
I mean,
Were you intimidated? Were you
100%.
Because you said you were excited too, so there was some excitement fueling you.
I would be
That's cool, but,
intimidated.
like, how are you handling those feelings? You're what, 17, 18?
Yeah, I was
at the time?
17. Yeah.
Oh, I would be intimidated to stand up in front of all those people, and you see these kids young adult, sorry, whatever the term, but you do that, and you rock the whole room. How did you feel, and how did you get prepared? I think to her point too. How are you feeling?
Yeah. It was beautiful. They made us feel comfortable. Obviously, we had to practice a ton. I remember practicing my speech over and over again to the current director of the student government at community college, and my VP was there. There was a communications director there, and we was just like practicing, and they were like, "Oh, this is great! Like, I can't stop getting chills. You're gonna ace this, right?" But I was very nervous, very nervous. But the day of, it was beautiful. They had a hairdresser, makeup person. Food was great.
It was a nice sit down dinner. It's really good. A lot of
beautiful.
wine flowing and food. Yeah, it was amazing.
Yeah.
You also do, at least the last couple times they have Ross Dress for Less. You get they doll you up.
They
right?
do. We could pick anything we want,
amazing.
from shoes to pants to blazers to like the shirt you wear under. Everything. We did get decked out. It was
What'd you
great.
pick? Did you pick a blazer?
Yeah,
and
what'd you
pants?
wear?
Yes, I
Pantsuit?
I did.
Power suit.
Yes.
I love it.
I did choose it, and I still have that. I still have that.
You got to
suit.
keep it?
Yes.
Nice.
It was a gift to us, and it was very beautiful. We were very excited. Everyone was just like shopping. It was a nice experience. They really prepared us, and at the end of the day, it was just about telling our stories, like I'm doing today. But once again, it was my love letter. So it was for all the youth, and they knew that. They knew the current people that were middle college students. I told them, like, I better see you in middle college. I better see you as a YOY, right? One day, and they were fired up. They were like, if I get to share my story, just like you did, share the experiences I had, they were fired up. And it's all about, once again, pulling the people that are next generation to do the same thing
Along
and
with
to
you.
show their excellence, right? Yeah.
So what do you think was the part of your story that you told that got your dad? Because you said he cried from your story. So what part of that do you remember? Did he talk to you about it after?
My folks were at home. I believe folks were at home. It was when
Was
the
he watching it
pandemic-
live or?
Yes.
Okay.
It was
It's televised too?
Yes. It was on
is so
YouTube.
cool.
Yeah, live on streams. And so they got to see it. I think my dad cried when I was expressing what I wanted to do in the future, because he grew up working, knowing that I have to work for my family. I have to contribute. He couldn't go to school. It was all about helping his dad and his family, right? So seeing the inspirations I had, I feel like that's what made him cry. Like, I get to give you the opportunity to do whatever you want. And that's the greatest gift that...
The possibility of endless. Like,
Correct.
you have so many options.
Yes, it's beautiful.
Oh,
Yeah.
no wonder.
He cried with
I don't know
pride.
where he is, but Dad, oh gosh, that's hard. Yeah. And how did you feel when you did your speech and finish it?
It was beautiful. The speech went beautiful. It's still on YouTube. It's
Okay,
still
we
there.
can all check it out.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's still there. I felt like I was on the top of the world. Once again, I just, in my head, to let all the nerves go away. This is for the current youth who want to be YOY. This is for the current youth that want to be in my shoes, that want to reach for opportunities they never thought would be possible, right? So it was just for them, and that's what kept me not nervous, what kept me fired up, what kept me just showing who I am to all these amazing judges.
You're making us cry. This is what you did to the crowd. That's why they voted for you. This is what happened.
And I've never cried on this podcast for real.
She never cries. This is the first one. What got you? What got you? It's good. It's good. It resonates,
Keep
right?
going.
Well, no, because you see how hard she works, right? You see how hard she worked. You see how hard your parents worked for you. I mean, that's like true emotion and feeling. I mean, you see that.
You're like a symbol for your family of what, like you said, he didn't have that opportunity. It wasn't even an option for him to go to school or anything. It was just work. And that's what your parents could dream of providing for their children. And they freaking did it.
Yeah.
They freaking did it. And you were on a stage being recognized for your determination, your hard work. And like, you're amazing.
You are amazing.
I appreciate all the love, and I hope that anyone who's watching, once again, if you're inspired by this, you could do anything. And I feel like that's
You're inspiring us. Okay, we're all going through change, and it doesn't stop just because
It doesn't.
when we're older. We're almost 50, and I know you're not. She's still older. We you know, you're still figuring out every phase of your life. So you are giving inspiration to not only students but all of us. Like, if you can go through all this stuff, like, we can. I mean, come on.
Anyone can.
You're strong.
Yeah,
You're so
yeah,
strong.
super strong.
Amazing. Okay.
Yeah.
We're fine
Okay,
now.
what do we want to talk about next?
Yeah,
let's do it.
So, well, I mean, so you got all these goals, okay? What's happening now?
What is happening
yeah,
now?
what's happening now? Or what
Yeah.
did you do after that youth of the year? Walk us through after that.
After
what do you
that-
win? You win something, right?
Yeah, I believe it's different. I'm not sure how it goes,
Okay.
but for me, it was I believe everyone just got about $1,000. I think it depends each year, because I know
Okay.
this year somebody won a car, or they get a car or something. Yeah, I
Their
heard.
game?
Yeah, I
You're
heard
like, can I
something
do
about,
this again?
Yeah. But each year it gets more extravagant, even more. So congratulations to the winner. I saw the winner. It was great.
Yes,
it was great
Selena.
to watch.
It was,
Yes.
yeah, she was amazing. They were
Amazing.
all great, though. It was so
Yeah,
hard.
I love that.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna talk to her next too.
Yeah, amazing. More YYs. But this year I actually got to assist one of the YYs in my hometown. So his name was Pablino, and we got to really write down his speech and tell his story. And I did my job as his mentor. I got to see his mom cry. They got to feel that moment my dad felt, and that's what I wanted. He told his love story, to the forest, right? He didn't get, too far of it, but he was the winner of that night for me in my book. Because he's been through a lot too, and I'm glad that he got to tell his story, and all his family was there, and it was just such a beautiful moment. And
And I'm sure you'll keep pulling him along. Right?
Oh, 100%.
Push him to
Mentorship
get
does
involved
not
with
stop.
these programs.
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
go
just
to
because-
college or
Just because
whatever.
you're not the winner. I mean, they're all winners. I mean,
All
I
winners.
got to take you one time.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
okay.
Yes, it's amazing.
Unforgettable night for
Unforgettable.
many people. Yeah.
So you graduated UC Irvine already. What?
Yeah,
Your
so how many
undergrad,
years? Yeah, so
right?
walk us through that math on that.
Yeah. So I did a lot of community college classes in high school.
Yeah.
I did rack up a quite amount. And it led me to not get my AA, sadly. But it was enough. I know. I was like,
come on over. Yeah, okay, good job.
But in UCI, in their book, I was a junior standing already with all these credits. So I was like, I was shocked. I knew something was gonna happen, so I took the time to apply to financial aid, and I wanted to learn about my case, and because I knew I didn't know if they were gonna kick me out. If I were to spend another year, would I have to pay out of pocket?
Right.
Things like that. So I applied to financial aid, and I got to learn a little bit more about my case specifically in all the financials. But yeah, it was a sad truth, but it was 2 years. If you spend a third 1 year, no financial aid. So I had to really, I guess, the one phrase in Spanish, ponete tus pilas, I had to, how would I translate it in Spanish? It was, you got to just keep it going.
Buckle down.
Buckle
Yeah, do
down
it.
and get up
Push
and do
through.
it. Push through. Yeah, ponete los pilas. So I was like, I was going through this crisis. I was young. I was 18 at the time, and was like, what do? I can't be a junior already. I want to go travel. I want to go, take part in many of opportunities that UCI carries. I want to really grow as a professional, right? And network, because I was very scared of networking. So I knew I had to network a lot. So I joined opportunities like a sorority, a multicultural sorority. The director of Future Grads is my sister.
Oh, really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So
And
this
I
is your
didn't know
older
that.
sister or younger sister?
Yeah, like not sister, but like sorority sister.
Oh, sorority sister. Yeah. And
I was like, you
I
didn't
remember the
mention your
brother.
older
I'm like,
sister.
where's this one coming in, Mom? Yeah.
Yeah. So she was the sorority sister, and it was just fun to network, go ahead and talk to other Latinas who are seeking higher education. That's why I joined. I wanted to surround myself with folks who looked like me, who had a goal too.
Your community.
In that one goal. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I gained my community there. Shout out to them, Sigma Pi Alpha, to my sisters out there.
And you
But
qualified for financial aid because
Correct.
of your situation with.
yes, it was mostly low income based scholarships. And then there was I know they were very generous. So
Does it give you a full ride
basically
for junior college or middle college?
Oh, for middle college, yes. It was a full. So the school, so my school at the time, I had to transfer to Woodside because Everest wasn't. I'm in the district, so I had to transfer to Woodside, and the high school pays for the community college classes. So it's nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So I got to
Then going into your junior year, straight out of high school, you were applying for scholarships, financial aid, all this stuff.
Correct.
Like, was there any like big, bright, shiny scholarship that you ended up getting that like changed the trajectory for you? Or?
There was two. There was a POE, obviously, so Pursuit of Excellence. And their promise is to support you until you're done with education.
Oh, that's fantastic. So it's not just a one and done.
Correct. And they very special. And I will touch base about it later. But also Sequoia Awards. Sequoia Awards is a scholarship here in Redwood City for Redwood City folks who show a lot of community service, who've done a lot of those volunteer hours throughout not just high school, but their lifetime, and to share that story. So I was honored with the Sequoia Award, which is very prestige, 100% for high schoolers that do community service. And one of my recommenders was actually the person who taught me how to smile, Jill, correct. And she was my recommender. She saw me grow up, literally. So, that was the first place I volunteered, Project Read. I became a teen tutor, and I worked at the soup kitchen in San Antonio's church over there. And that's what I did. That's what I wanted to do. I grew up going to the soup kitchen in San Antonio. So I guess it was just in my blood. I knew my purpose was to serve the people that served me. So that's, for all that love, I guess it got recognized, and I got that award in Redwood City. And it was beautiful. It was beautiful.
And you were a junior council member for the city and all these things, like all that just adds up, and you deserve everything that you've gotten so far.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
You deserve so much more even.
And to take advantage of those resources and even understand how to apply. I mean, was that because of the BGCP and your school? They let you know of these organizations to help? Like, I don't even know what some of these are, but I'm just wondering, how other students can be aware of it and apply, and how, what the process is.
Yeah. So future grads, college track, they all taught me everything to writing my essays for college, preparing us for interviews, preparing us, literally the nitty gritty things that nobody teaches you after school. That's where we went to. So everything was taught from future grads to college track. And I gained all my tools that I had in my toolbox to then go to college, right? And they let us know that they're not going to stop supporting us after we graduate high school. So we have all these tools in our toolboxes, but they know that we still need them. We still need more. They didn't let us go. And that's something that a lot of first-gen low-income students need. They need not necessarily a hand to hold, but if we fall, there's someone going to be there to push us back up, you know? And that's how I could describe future grads and college track and all those amazing mentors that help a lot of first-gen low-income students. And I want to become that one day.
And the more people know about these resources, amazing. So then you finished college, you're in the graduate program, you have no student debt. I'm just trying to understand what's your current state right now?
Current state, I have my bachelor's degree in social policy with a minor in education.
Nice.
Thank you. And no debt, no debt from school.
That is amazing. She's still paying for her debt.
Paying. I graduated college in 2010, and I'm still paying on my student loans. In 2025.
Wow.
Still owe like $17,000. That's crazy.
And inching our way.
So good for you.
Oh my gosh. That's, I think, probably a really, not only getting those opportunities, but coming, without debt and finishing without debt. That is something I'd really, really push forward, let alone, amazing. You have probably impacted so many, the young generation. You impacted us today. And so I also want to use this moment on the HumanizeHer podcast for you to have a moment to shout out to a woman that or woman, one, two, whatever you want. This is your platform to basically elevate them. Who do you want to be like? Thank you. And that'd be great.
Thank you to Kim Lopez, the current Cañada College president. She, as my time at president at Cañada, she helped me discover my passion within leadership and education, and she helped me discover who I wanted to be. And she told me that room, in a few years, the room that she's in, it's waiting for me in a couple of years. And she's always saw that leadership, that passion that I have to help others that helped me. And she's helped me so much. She wrote my letters for UC Irvine, for graduate school. She's been a nonstop supporter, and she is the definition of someone who's strong, who advocates for her students no matter what. And I really aspire to be her one day. Always placing herself in the shoes of her students. So shout out to Kim Lopez.
Yeah, amazing. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Can I do more?
Yeah.
You can do one more. You got the mic. You own it.
How many more?
However many you want.
Maybe
for
one
it.
or two.
One and two. Okay, sounds good. My grandma, she's been a hustler. She's been just a woman who takes her values and shares it to the world, shares her passions, shares her faith, her love, and showed me what love was, even though she left me that one time when she went back to Mexico.
When you were 2.
We'll never forget when you were 2 years old.
I remember.
She was providing for you.
Correct. She taught me Spanish. She improved my Spanish. She fed me. And she always knew that if I was scared of something, like she was one time scared to go to California, but she did it for her family. She was scared. She taught me that if you're scared, it's the right thing to do, right? To jump into the unknown, to jump into being okay with making mistakes, because those mistakes will eventually make you the person who you are today, which she was right. And she didn't directly tell me that, but she showed me that with her actions, her stories growing up. And that's what I got from all of that. And, her as a second mom as well. And yeah.
What's her name?
Her name is Juana Castillo Sanchez.
It's a beautiful
Wow.
name.
Yes.
Wow.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And yeah.
All right. Thank
We're
you.
good.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We're so you got all the emotions. You got excited. You made us smile. You made us laugh. You made us cry. You made her cry. That's a big one. That's what. Thank you so much for being here and spending time and driving here and bringing your mother and sharing your story. We are just so grateful for you.
I'm looking forward to seeing what you're going to do next.
I know. Keep us
in
up
this
to date,
world.
right? We're going to be connected on LinkedIn. Use your connections. We're a network. We're a network. You met a whole bunch of people today.
Yes.
So we all have to stay connected. But thank you so much.
you.
Thank you so much for having it was an honor. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting me tell my story again, and hopefully this inspires other low-income first-gen students, because you know what, they could do anything they want. Anything you put your mind up for, it's possible. It literally all is, and your community, believe it or not, has your back. So yeah.
Straight from the inspiration and a role model, a true role model.
True.
So
Thank you.
You've earned that title.
Congratulations.
Thank
All
you.
right.
Thank you,
All right.
Xitlali.
And that's a wrap.
That's a wrap.
Humanize Her would not be possible without the crew behind the scenes. Ash Blodgett, our director and creative producer, for guiding us with expertise, creativity, and passion. Becky Davis, our talented director of photography and creative producer, for bringing our stories to life with stunning visuals. And Kristen West, our director of brand and design, for creating an emotional brand identity. To our listeners, we're on this journey together, and we love hearing how this podcast has helped you. It keeps us going, so please keep sending us your stories to her@humanizeher.com to be featured in upcoming episodes. And if you'd like to help us with this movement, please support by rating and subscribing. Until next time.